Well, thank you for the wonderful music that make us all so motivated. Good evening to everybody. So happy to see you this evening. Okay, like what Angel said, the fever is on. Ageloc LTO will be on this Friday. And I just checked with Natalie before I go in the Zoom that once the order is placed on the 10th of December, we should be getting our stock in about 3 days. Okay, depending on which part of Singapore you stay, we will be getting our stocks very soon. Okay, that's amazing. I can't wait for the moment to start taking this product. Okay, to feel the amazing effects that many people have feedback, and especially to give to our parents, our loved ones, the most revolutionary product that Pharmanex ever come up with again. Okay, so I'm happy to see many of you in this room. They are returning guests. Okay, it's very good to keep on listen to until you're very familiar with exactly what is going on, because our race is not just about LTO 10th of December or 12th or 20th of December. Once this product is a pre-launch, this preview this December, March there'll be another Southeast Asia preview. Then when the product eventually launch in June. So this whole thing is that the product start to launch already. This product will be like a TR90 next time. What's happening in TR90 now? It has been the first #1 weight loss program, right, in Singapore and Malaysia for consecutively how many years? So what is Ageloc? What's the future for Ageloc RESET? It will be the only proven product for metabolic health for many, many years. All right. So it is not just a short-term race. We are just having a run first. Okay. So today I'll start the training straight away. Ageloc RESET will need a little bit of science to understand exactly what is it about. So our sharing and training will always have a little bit of science. Okay. Bear with me, treat it as a like a storytelling. Okay. Then you will understand more what are the words, and also understand what are the why is the product designed this way. Okay, now let's start with the first slide. Thank you, Samuel. So my first slide usually talking about metabolism. So this is a very common word. A lot of people use it to talk about, like, maybe they're growing older, so their metabolism now is slower, so they're putting on weight, right? You often hear about this. Or sometimes people will say about their metabolism is not so good nowadays and they're having some skin problem. So it is loosely a tie to seems like there's something going on with the body. It's changing as we grow old. Okay, so strictly speaking, actually metabolism is a process whereby you take in food, and then it get digested in the body, chop up into small pieces, absorb into the body to use as energy production. So all the cycles, all the chemical processes. That's why another word that we can memorize is biochemical processes in the blood, in the body, and then it produces energy, and extra waste get thrown out of the body through many ways. Even sweating is one of them. Then there's another word that's important that is quite linked to metabolism, even though they are not exactly the same. It's called metabolic health. Metabolic health is a measurement of how well those biochemical processes that I referred just now, how well are they functioning? So I repeat a little bit. When the food goes into the body, there's digestion, right? Then it goes into the blood. So when it goes into the blood, there'll be many chemical processes that is happening to make our hormones, to make our tear, to grow our hair, to make bones, to make practically everything that's called life. Okay, so all these biochemical processes, how well are they functioning is called metabolic health. Now we start to see the importance, right? Okay, next slide. So metabolic health is a lot of processes, but generally it can be summarized to the largely these few groups, which is about the blood sugar, the cholesterol, the triglyceride, which are fats in the blood, okay, and also blood pressure as well, okay, and insulin sensitivity. Okay, now the thing about this, good, this next picture. This picture I just taken this today when I was at certain part of Singapore. You can enlarge to see the words. I think many of you would have seen that. Our Ministry of Health is already promoting this. So this guy is saying, your body can feel fine even when it's not. Then you see his waist, feeling fine, but he's pre-diabetes. Okay, so I think this is a poster that's advertising about the importance of doing self-assessment, blood assessment, or health assessment to really understand yourself. I think this is a very good education because metabolic health, you sometimes cannot feel it. You have to measure, then you will know. So measure what? I show you the next slide. Dr. Joe report card. Okay, Dr. Joe says that these few things, if you are scoring them all well, then you're metabolically healthy. Okay, if you are not doing so well in one of them, like blood triglycerides slightly off and blood sugar is slightly off, you are really at the beginning of metabolically unhealthy. Or let's say already there's a few there, and then with a large waist circumference, then that's metabolically very unhealthy. Okay, next slide. So what happens when a person is metabolically unhealthy? You cannot handle a lot of challenges that come into the body, in short. Okay, so over here we have an example of a challenge like a big meal. Okay, so you know the Asians, we are always eating a lot of carbohydrates in our meal. So a plate of noodles, largely is noodles. You cannot see any protein inside. Or a plate of chicken rice, also largely is rice. So these are all challenges that come in the body. So this is a graph of blood sugar in the level. Look at the blue line is someone that's metabolically healthy. So when you eat a large meal, the sugar spike, but it will drop eventually pretty fast because you can handle this whole process. The biochemical processes are working well, processing whatever is used, whatever there's no need, throw away, get it out of the blood. The red line represents someone that's metabolically unhealthy. So what happened to the challenge that the carbohydrates go into the body? They have difficulty to run those processes fast enough. So the sugar levels stay high in the body and subject the many organs to a syrupy environment. Okay, that's really bad because you can imagine the kidney and the eye soaking in a slightly sweet blood. Okay, so this is the meaning of metabolically unhealthy, and you cannot handle the challenges. Challenges not only refer to a meal like sugar challenge, it can also refer to virus and bacterial attack into the body. How well are you handling the challenges in the immune system and in the inflammatory system? Okay, next slide. Thank you. So our body chemistry reflects it closely tied to our lifestyle, and a lot of the on our lifestyle can also affect these biochemical processes. The biochemical processes also will reveal in many parts of our body. The next slide I'll show you why. Okay, so this is a slide talking about modern lifestyle. Okay, modern lifestyle, we love it, right? Okay, because last time we have to pick up the phone and ring our friend or write a letter. But nowadays, SMS, WhatsApp, Viber, all kind of things make us connected to the whole world. So as a result, don't you realize that we are having longer days than last time? Longer days, and we eat all kind of tasty processed food. Somehow processed food sometimes tastes better because we are trained from young to love sugar, and all these are actually bad for the body because they are not natural. And we stay up late, we damage our internal clock, and we are constantly under a lot of stress because of many things happening at the same time. Then sedentary lifestyle is one of the biggest faults, meaning we don't really exercise a lot. And a lot of us, and especially since the lockdown, not moving around a lot. How many steps are we taking a day? How active we are? And of course, a hectic schedule and stress. Next slide. So as a result, all these things throw our body chemistry out of sync. Meaning your body is not supposed to be living under the kind of stressful environment, eating the kind of food, and all these things will reflect in the body chemistry. It does. As I said just now, you just don't feel it, but it does happen to you, right? So as a result, the studies show, it shows in the study as well, that only 1 in 8% has a healthy body chemistry. So what happens to the other 88%? Our body chemical processes are not functioning normally. Okay, next slide. And it doesn't mean that you are thin, you are metabolically healthy. Okay, so it is not as direct as that. So that when the scientists were measuring people who have normal weight, in fact, 2/3 of them were found to be metabolically unhealthy. Next slide. So over here, we would like to stress again, when we are metabolically unhealthy, meaning our biochemical processes in our blood are out of sync. That means they are not functioning very well. It is linked to many other processes in the body. Over here, you can see a few words: inflammatory process, okay, pro-thrombotic state, the blood is affected as well. Activity of pathogenic organism, meaning just now what I say, virus and bacterial challenges. So when things come into the body, the blood, what's happening in the blood, they are not functioning really well. So they are linked to many things in the body. Next slide. So all these things may have symptoms, but may not have symptoms. And some of these are the symptoms we assume is just there, right? So example, like frequently falling sick. Some people casually write it off as, yeah, I'm just not so good immune system. But it could be a sign that linked to the metabolic health of your body already. So headaches, easily put on weight, cold extremities. I think I know many friends that are always hand cold, leg cold. So another one is hair loss and weak nails. And bad skin is a very common one as well. No matter how good a skincare you use, you feel that you can't improve your skin up again another level. And constipation and diarrhea, very common, right? So if you are feeling currently one of these, which is like example, occasionally IBS, diarrhea, and very lethargic as well, then you can almost assume you are pretty metabolically unhealthy. Next slide. So all these processes can pile up, stretch your body, as over the years they will become something, which is one of the following diseases. You can see from the slide here: high cholesterol, high diabetes, fatty liver, and heart diseases, even dementia, damages to the brain metabolism, and polycystic ovary. In fact, cancer is one of those that can, as a result of long-term imbalances in the biochemical process of the body. Next slide. So how to improve metabolic health? It can be done. This is good news that we can improve that state. So example, have enough sleep, have an ideal weight, and release stress. Even though you have a long day at work, you come back, the baby screaming, the bottle dropping, something broken in the kitchen, and the boss call you, and your mother-in-law call you, you also must be stressed. You must be not stressed, must be very zen. And then at this moment, you must go and exercise, okay? Then you will be metabolically healthy. And after that, after exercise, you are very hungry, you must make sure you have a healthy diet. It seems like it's not quite easy to find all this adjustment in life. So that's why next slide is, how about if we have 2 pills and it can solve this solution? Okay, next slide is, they are correct. 2 pills and it can solve this solution. Is that possible? Today we will show everybody this part of the presentation that comes to what Ageloc Pharmalex have given us. Next slide. Ta-da! Okay, now Nu Skin has been around for many years, 30 over years, and the Pharmalex division of Nu Skin subsequently bought over LifeGen, and we have been coming up with nutritional products that possibly can help many medical conditions in the body conditions. So this company has been doing a lot of research in nutritional products. Okay, like over the years we have cordyceps. That's why then now the product is called Cordymax. Red yeast extract into collagen. So many of these studies that produces very good products that help us in one of these metabolic processes in our body. But right now, for the past 7 years, we have been studying into one group of antioxidant, focusing on them, called the anthocyanin. Okay, 7 years of research. Why the scientists are interested in anthocyanin in the first place? Okay, because the anthocyanin exerts a very powerful improvement in the gut, GUT, the gut, or the bacteria microbiome. The next slide. It's okay. Okay, now, so what are anthocyanin? They are fruits and food that are brightly colored, and red and blue and purple. That's why now we are talking about purple all the time. These fruits tend to have a lot of anthocyanin inside them. And these are very powerful antioxidants that can benefit the body in several ways. During these 7 years, we noticed, besides improving the gut health, it also brings about amazing changes in metabolism, metabolic parameters of the blood. Okay, let's see next slide. So of course, we need science to identify which is the best anthocyanin. There's thousands of them, but which is the best one? So we found the best one in blackcurrant, bilberry, and black rice. And these two actives are called cyanidin and nalphinidin. The next slide will show you that they are the highest, the best, most effective. All right, next slide. So what can all these things do to our body metabolically? Can you all hear me? Everything is well?
Yes. Very good.
Okay, so what does nalphinidin and cyanidin do to our body? So there's a picture here to show how it works, how it helps in the body microbiome. This word actually just means the good and the bad bacteria in our gut. Okay, so there's two pie chart here. Two round circle pie chart. Okay, so the gray and the blue are the bad bacteria, or the green one is the good bacteria. Are you surprised that the bad one is much more than the good ones? Yes, actually the gut is a very dirty place. We should know what every day we should know. Okay, it's not only dirty, it's pretty smelly also. Okay, so back to here, that's why the intestine has to have very good integrity so that only good things are absorbed into the body and we do not allow a single bad thing get absorbed. Okay, so the good bacteria actually keep these processes healthy. We need a lot of good bacteria to keep these processes healthy. Now, the green small slice on the left, okay, is before taking Ageloc RESET blend. After 8 weeks of Ageloc RESET blend, you can see 150% in the increase of good bacteria. 150% after 8 weeks. Can you imagine how you will feel if you are now currently having irritable bowel syndrome, which is IBS, and 25% decrease in the bad bacteria? Okay, so the lower part of the graph, you can see a black one and a purple one. This is the body blood sugar. You know, it's not easy to lower the body blood sugar. That's why on the black one show a slightly higher, which is abnormal already. So this is very common is people who are a little bit diabetes, they're not seeing doctor, they hope to use their diet or exercise to lower their blood sugar, but sometimes not as easy as it appears because of the modern lifestyle. But 8 weeks on Ageloc RESET, we see amazing changes in this blood sugar. It goes from high normal to normal. And this parameter is not easy to change. Next slide. Next slide is about visceral fat. So before visceral fat, I just roughly show you that the central obesity fat is actually pretty dangerous because they are fats that are hiding in the intestines, the liver, the pancreas. So that's why we call it apple shape. These are actually linked to many diseases. Okay, next slide. Do you know Ageloc RESET can help to lower visceral fat as well? Isn't it good? Okay, so there's a clinical trial. There's 4 little circles here. You can see look like bowl. The first one on the left is actually normal, a normal visceral fat. So this person probably have very slimmer waist circumference. Okay, so you look at the next picture. In the second picture, this one already you can see the fats flowing out. Okay, because of the high sugar and high fats diet. Okay, then the third one start to take Ageloc RESET on a low dose. And the last picture is Ageloc RESET on a higher dose. And you can see that the visceral fat slowly resume to almost that of the first one. So that's why it regulates fat metabolism as well. Next slide. This is on insulin sensitivity. So look at the 3 pink box at the bottom. It's talking about liver health. This is very important because there are more and more people having fatty liver in our modern lifestyle. About 20 to 30 years ago, fatty liver is usually linked to people who are taking a lot of alcohol. But nowadays, they notice a large increase in people who are not taking alcohol at all, yet they have fatty liver. But one thing in common, they have a very stressful lifestyle. Okay, so what's this 3 picture talk about? The first box on the left, fully pink color, is a picture of a beautiful liver, beautiful healthy liver. And the second one, you can see a lot of white dots, right? What happens? This person is highly stressed. So when he take normal food, and yet highly stressed, it affects the biochemical process in the body. The sugar cannot metabolize properly, fats cannot metabolize properly, and they get stored in the liver, and hence the liver become fatty liver with a lot of pockets of fat stuck inside this adipose tissue. Do you think you want our liver to look like this? But you also will not feel a single thing if your liver looks like this, okay? So that's the problem, okay? So Ageloc RESET, when taken on 8 weeks, the liver health can be restored. I think this is marvelous, isn't it? For the modern lifestyle. I wouldn't dare to say my liver is fantastic as well. I think I need Ageloc RESET quickly, okay? Next slide. Okay, so this is a trial on the immediate effect of this blend. So it is on a 25 healthy young individual on a high calorie diet. So a high calorie diet is about 1,000 kilocalorie. You know, I was searching that day, what food is 1,000 kilocalorie? So I went to briefly search about our best friend McDonald's and the Burger King. Wow, so many things are about 900 kilocalorie. 900, excluding the fries. Okay, just the burger itself, it's already 900 kilocalorie. So it's not that difficult to hit a 1,000 calorie per meal. Okay, so now back to here. So the participants take 2 capsules of Ageloc RESET before they eat this 1,000 kilocalorie meal. What happens? Look at the 2 graphs. The first graph shows that the peak sugar rise is not as high when they take Ageloc RESET before the meal. And the second graph with the purple line going below, it shows that the sugar spike quickly lower itself back to a healthy level again. So Ageloc RESET does have immediate effect on the metabolism of the body. Okay, isn't this wonderful? I will call this our new party food. I think next time will be half an hour before party is fiber net. And then 10 minutes before is Ageloc RESET. Okay. Now next slide. Okay, so in summary, Ageloc RESET has a lot of biological effects, summarizing on the adipose tissue, fat tissues, the muscles, helping in glucose uptake, carbohydrate metabolism, effects on the pancreas, and effects on the liver as well. Wonderful product. Next slide. So this is the heat map, which is the gene heat map. Okay, so remember we bought over LifeGen, and LifeGen is able to look into the gene expression of all these organs and tissue in the body. Okay, anthocyanin blend by itself, if we take, is already a very good antioxidant. But at what level, how many milligram, and what kind of the salt, okay, the exact blend that it can exert a positive gene expression change in the metabolic shift. How do we know? We need science to prove that. Okay, so our Ageloc blend actually proved to work at the genetic expression level. Let me run through with you. You will see that on the extreme left again, you see some words called liver, fat tissues, right? Muscle. Okay, so the first column, and then all these small words are the different parameters that the scientists choose because they know. I do not know. Okay, so the first one is a sedentary. So you just roughly cross the sedentary people. Okay, orange means low activity. Purple is high activity. So you look at the sedentary people versus the muscle. The muscle is on the third column, right? On the 1, 2, 3, 4 down. Level 3. Basement 3. B3, correct. Then you cross to the sedentary one. You see one huge block of orange color. Yeah. So in someone that's very sedentary, something about in the muscle as such as they are all orange, which is low genetic expression. Then you look at the neighbor, someone that's healthy metabolically. So just how I said, right? Healthy metabolically means this person has managed their stress well, eat healthy diet, then and exercise every day. I think this person is called LK. Okay, so for those of you who know LK exercise daily, sometimes twice daily, and she really eats healthily. Okay, so metabolically healthy, maybe example her. Do you notice that at the muscle column, this person is pure all purple? All purple means these genes are highly expressed. Now look at the third column, more important. This is now a normal person taking the Ageloc RESET blend. In fact, during the study, this person is slightly overweight, okay, a normal person. But our scientists noticed that when this person is taking Ageloc RESET blend for 3 months, their gene expression look almost the same as that of a healthy metabolically person. The third column look exactly almost the same as the second column. Okay, so this is a proof that 3 months down the road, how it can help your body improve in metabolic health. Next slide. Wonderful product. Now you know why we cannot wait. Must start taking immediately. Oh, correct. Thank you very much. So that it exert at the right blend with the right size, the metabolic shift happen. And when this shift happen, it will influence the other parameters, the other processes in your body. Remember previous slide, we talked about immunity, inflammatory, gut health, vital organs. All these things go together along with antioxidant status, okay, when this happens. Okay, next slide. Thank you. So sadly, majority of us are not eating enough anthocyanin in the body. Ask yourself today, how much of the red and purple and blue vegetables have you taken? For me, 0. I didn't see purple in my food today. Okay, so even in countries whereby people take more, the dose is still less than 30 milligrams. You can see France and China in the picture, being highest of all, only less than 30 milligrams. And the dose for it to work is above 200 milligrams. So you need to have the supplement. Okay, next slide. So this is the blend that is launching on the 10th of December. Let's be the first to grab this product and improve our health metabolically. Next slide. The product is manufactured under a strict 6S process as of all our products, meaning at the selection of the topic, and then sourcing for the ingredient. That's why I told you at the dalphinidine, cyanidine, and then we standardize these 2 things that we are looking for. And at the last step, we remove also any toxin that is present in the natural plant itself. And then last step, we do clinical trial, so that we can claim all those things that we want to claim. So the next slide will be on the clinical trial. You can see already there's about 4 papers published on our Ageloc RESET blend. Okay, the 5th one on the way. Many other scientists are perhaps now starting to study on anthocyanin, but our papers are already published. See, we are always at the forefront. Next slide. So what are to us, when we take Ageloc RESET, what are the things that we probably can expect to happen to us? This is a slide from the company. Clarity of mind. I'm so interested in this because when I was looking at some of the post-COVID syndrome, I saw one word called brain fog. I'm not so sure what's brain fog, but comparing to clarity of mind, these 2 words sounds like opposite, isn't it? So energy, status of the body, visceral fat, mental sharpness, feeling good, and healthy sleep. Okay, so Taiwan has this pre-launch about 2 months ago. So many of their business partners already start taking, I think already 4 or 5 weeks already into Ageloc RESET, and they have shared many amazing testimonials. Let me share with you some of them. So a lot of them share about visceral fat drop even without exercising. Some of them see the difference in 7 to 10 days. See, the tummy grows more. Oh yeah, there's a lot of feedback on water retention. Anybody in this room that suffer water retention, you know what is it, right? Some ladies are especially tied to their menstrual cycle, and sometimes men as well because of metabolism. So this water retention has amazing effect almost immediately. Many people feedback almost in 1 day. They see that. Next slide. See, the clothes loose just because of Ageloc RESET. Already TR90 and very beautiful, but Ageloc RESET able to improve the whole status 1 level up. So you can see the water retention. So people have become very busy to measure every part of their body. Next slide. So before we get our product, we must also do the same thing. Measure, and then record. If you can measure blood, measure blood. If not, you measure thigh, measure arms. Okay, better sleep. See, the waistline almost dropped by 5 cm for visceral fat drop. Okay, next slide. This is cute. Okay, this friend in Malaysia, he has had chance to try Ageloc RESET as well. And he says that, next slide, this is what happened to him in the morning. He's about 50+ years old, and he's very happy to notice this improvement in his body organ. All right, next slide. And this is one that's linked to the thyroid metabolism. This is very good because hardly there are any things beside. I mean, I was a pharmacist. The only thing I know that influence this has to be the drugs really. So if a product can help this, it will really bring a lot of help to many people. Okay, next slide. Oh yeah, this lady shared that her mom is a dementia patient, and after taking RESET for a short few weeks, she noticed a lot improvement in the mom responses and simple memory. And she was very happy that at this moment, this product launch, it improved the mother's health more, even though they are already taking a lot of Pharmanex product. Okay, so this is amazing, y'all. Okay, next slide. So our Ageloc review is happening this Friday. What's the price? Is this price. So during our sharing, we have shared already that 1660 is a price that you will never see again. So I was just asking the office just now, also still testing them. Do you know the price already in March? They say that March and June, they do not know the price yet, but they say guarantee it will be more expensive than this. You will never see this price again. So if you divide this by 12 bottles, okay, I think it's really very reasonable to have an effective change in our metabolic health. Okay, so how many of these do I need myself? Okay, now I was just saying about LK, right? LK, who is my metabolically healthy friend, so she takes this product 2 capsules a day. If she takes this product 2 capsules a day, I think I want to take double dose. Okay, so if anybody that is diabetic in this room, do you think you take 2 capsules also a day? If LK look like this, take 2 capsules a day. So you can take higher doses, especially if you are very metabolic and healthy already. Okay. So the last part of the sharing, I would like to come in to share a little bit on something that I'm very passionate about. Additional reason why I'm passionate about this product. Angel 166 capsule. Okay. Do you know why for new friends in this room, do you know why we dare to take 2 and 4 and 6, right? Treating this supplement like candy. The reason is because of 6S. Okay. First of all, this is a plant. Okay. So yes, even though it's a plant, we should not take an excessive quantity still, like 20, 30 capsules. Okay. But however, because all the bad things are being removed, so there's no toxicity will ever build up because of I'll give you an example, like green tea. Green tea by itself has caffeine. So other brands of green tea, if you overtake the quantity, you may feel very hyper because the caffeine is inside. When you take the ×3 dose, the caffeine also ×3. But we remove the caffeine. That's why for some of us who are very familiar with our green tea, green 97, remember during sore throat, we actually increase the dose. During COVID infection, we increase the dose. We can afford to increase the dose because we know it's a very safe product. The safety window is very large. This is the reason why for our Ageloc RESET, some of us are already getting ready to sprint already. I will speak in general, okay? Now, for many months, I've been watching the news in Singapore. Every time Singapore every day they update number of cases that are positive and also the death case. So initial months, they even release information about people who died, what are the underlying condition they have. Subsequently, the data still the same. Every time they will write one thing. Let's say today 18 death, today 14 death, or today 8 death. Almost everyone has underlying condition. Every one of the COVID fatality has underlying condition. So what is this underlying condition? It's always almost the same. You see here, diabetes, stroke, hypertension, fats in the blood, a lot of fats in the blood, that long word there. Okay, then next slide is this one is diabetes or ischemic heart disease, kidney failure, hypertension again, and again fats in the blood. Third one is cancer, heart disease, high blood pressure, fats in the blood. So most of these cases who didn't handle COVID infection well, so COVID infection happened positive. Most of the cases that did not handle the infection well, that means they didn't get well in a few days and progress to just recovery. How come it got worse and worse? And usually they found out that those people who pass away from COVID-19 has all those underlying problems. So there's a lot of studies now linking the severity of COVID to inflammation in the body. Next slide. And you see this one important. COVID-19 can kill even months after infection. The latest study we see is even up to 12 months. And the longer a person stays in the hospital, the weaker they become. A lot of that studies are, next slide. A lot of studies are showing that. Next slide. Thank you. Thank you so much. See, a lot of studies are showing that a lot of things are happening at the blood. That's why we see increase in blood clotting as well and blood vessel attack in the second phase of this COVID-19. So what turns out to originally to be a respiratory disease, we think is at the lungs, or it's actually happening, all the complication at the blood. Remember, we used to think it's at the lungs, something like asthma, but now the problem that is causing the complication is at the blood level. Okay, next slide. So what happens is that we see blood clotting, we see kidney damages, we see liver damages, heart tissue damages, we see brain swelling as well. How come all these different organs in the body are linked to COVID-19? Okay, the only possible answer is that it's in the blood system already. That's why it's multi-organ. Okay. Next slide here. Metabolic syndrome is directly pointed out in some of the clinical papers as well. So you can see here, big the word metabolic syndrome and COVID-19, an update on the associated comorbidities. Okay, so this is already pointing at what we are discussing today. Next slide. Okay, see, obesity, again, metabolic symptom of the body tied to the severity of the infection. Over here, all these small words are combination of obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes, or abnormal cholesterol level increase the risk of cardiovascular disease 5 times more, and also increase the risk of intensive care and acute respiratory distress in COVID-19 patients. So next slide again. This one is on liver damages in COVID-19 patients. They also notice that throughout the infection, some people tend to come down with liver damages easily. Okay, I think that should be the last slide. Am I right? No more, right? Thank you very much. Okay. Why do we talk about that? Okay, it's because this is the current happening. And during the long COVID forum that I share with everybody, now there's a new strain that's being discovered. Right now, it doesn't seem threatening. Okay, but the problem with virus infection is that once it's in a population, as it spread, it will surely mutate. So after Delta, Mu have come out, Mu variant. Now the latest one that's catching everybody's name has a beautiful name called Omicron. Okay, so these are all Greek names. But even we are lucky that this new variant is not causing much damage just yet. But how would you know subsequently what will happen? Because the virus will surely mutate. That's why the whole world is rushing up the vaccination program to slow down this possibility of the mutation. But it's not easy because the world has many countries and different progress in the whole healthcare environment. So we become very vulnerable, but yet we cannot not go out. Our children has to go to school. To have a happy life, you need to have social interaction. I think the best will be to take care of our own health. Okay, I hope today's presentation give us another additional thoughts to another aspect of health called metabolic health. Metabolic health is not discussed because of RESET today. Metabolic health has been a study that's for the past 10, 20 years, but it gained a lot of attention now, especially when it's linked to COVID severity. So for all of us here at the supplement end, we are talking about getting healthier. Okay, so if currently you are already like, okay, exercise often, healthy weight, beautiful, well, would you like to maintain at least as you progress? Of course, yes. And how about for anybody that's not so like this? Okay, so if you are more like me with a large waist circumference, we should do something about it, isn't it? So that we can be at the optimum health, so that if any virus infection come to us, we can handle better. And we not only on ourselves, on our parents, on our loved ones, on anybody that you have a chance to talk to. In fact, I will really like to end off by encouraging that you can look into this business opportunity, because Ageloc RESET now is at zero ground. The product is not even launched yet. And one day it will definitely be like TR90, like all our other products, like our Ultimate Duo, the only anti-aging product that's proven at the genetic science level. All these will reach their peak sales and stay there because they are very useful. The product really works. When the product really works, it will get more and more popular in the market. So this is a very big business opportunity for many of us, isn't it? Okay, so with that, I end the session today. Tomorrow and the next few days, we are concurrently running many sharing, so you can leverage on it, or you can bring your friend to listen, or you can also learn, and so that you can share with more people. But I will urge everybody to use the rest of the hours to dash, because we want our friends and our family to get this product at the cheapest price. Thank you very much. Thank you for tuning in today. Look forward to see you tomorrow.